Okay, hello everybody. I want to take a moment to go over this assignment, this written paper assignment. Okay, don't sweat. It's not a major task. It's about 2.5 to 3 pages, typed and double spaced. Okay. So let's look at the instructions here. Okay. First, go back and review in our first couple of units, our first couple of modules, functionalism, conflict theory, and symbolic interactionism. Okay. So this paper requires you to apply each of the perspectives to a job that you've had or currently have. Okay? So if you haven't had a job yet, and many of you are young and perhaps have not, just apply it to an organization perhaps where you're a volunteer. Use appropriate terminology such as manifest and latent function, social construction, and competition between groups as you apply the perspectives to the job you're analyzing. Apply each of them separately in a paragraph. Be clear about which perspective you're using and when you're changing to another perspective. Use complete sentences, proper spelling, grammar, and punctuation. You don't need to do a deep dive here. You don't need to do a very deep library analysis or a deep exploration of library resources. You can merely use, for this assignment, your textbook. But please write in academic syntax. Okay? In other words, your paper should be about 2 to 3 and have, in a minimum, you can use your textbook for a reference at the end of the paper. Okay? All right? And there should be no I, we, you, us, or they. This isn't a reflection or a personal connection paper. The purpose of this paper is to argue how the job fits. For example, if you work, I've had students who've done this assignment, and they worked at Pizza Hut. They worked in the kitchen. There were different ways we could look at this. The functions. Everybody worked together, to create, create and deliver food. So there's a functional explanation there. There's a conflict explanation. Sometimes the needs of the manager class, are different than the needs of the worker class. And is a social construction of reality here, too. So I'm not expecting a massive, multi-page paper, but you should be able to do this. First off, you'll write about your job, and you can use a little bit of, I am writing this assignment based on work that I do. You can use that once, at fill in the blank, okay, and then take the theories that we study, and they're there in your textbook. They're really well mapped out in the first couple of chapters, and apply them. See how a structural functionalist would analyze your job, or conflict theories, or symbolic interactions. Okay, so this is pretty much, and here's a grading rubric down here, right? You don't really need to go into much detail about this other than that. Okay, so please go ahead and do this. Now, let's go back to this assignments. Let's go back to this module and look. The professor before provided a nice kind of template for how to do it. Here's a blank paper template. in ASA APA format. Okay. Here's a template for the theories essay. And it's opening up your title. It gives you everything. You blow in, my name is Matthew Irvin, right? And then you just write down how they relate to my job. Okay, so you've basically got the entire paper kind of mapped out for you. Okay, and this would be you wouldn't use Giddens and Applebaum 2018. You're of course working with Massionis 2021. Okay, so use this template. It basically writes the theory. Now you're going to have to go back and correct this reference here. Okay, the reference is but you basically, you've got the paper template there mapped out for you. Make the corrections, put the right textbook reference in there, and use APA format. And you basically have written the paper. The paper is writing it there. And the title of this essay can be "Work at the Burger King." It can be as straightforward as that. Okay, so I'm looking forward to reading these once you submit them. The due date on here is, let's see when this is. The due date is going to be theories essay. Let's go back and look at the syllabus and see when the due date is, indeed, for this paper. Okay. Okay, let's slide down here. Let's go 10. Okay. I'm not seeing it today. Okay. Well, the due date should be here. I don't know why this didn't translate over into the syllabus that I posted, but the due date for this assignment, we're going to put this at I think this will be due the instructions in Dropbox. Okay, it should be due in late October. Okay, I'll post a due date. But you have plenty of time to work on this and submit it. Okay. Sorry about that. I for some reason the syllabus that I printed up here, and let me go back and check and see now where that is. Okay. Okay. Syllabus should be okay. All right. I could have sworn that I pasted the due dates. Okay. Due in week 5. Okay. Yeah. All right. So week 5 is coming up. Not to worry. Not to worry. Week 5 is it's coming up. We're heading into we'll be at the end of week 5 here in just about at the end of this week. We're in week 5 now. We're at the beginning of week 5. So if you're a few days late with this, not to worry. Okay, not to worry. It will it's not going to be that big a deal. Take the time you need. Do it. Do the paper. It'll be due at the end of week 5, and really, it's a short paper. Okay, it's a short paper. All right. Do not sweat. The details. Just make sure you craft a well thought out paper. Y'all are doing excellent work, and I apologize for not keeping up and reposting class work and class lectures. I'm in the process of upgrading these. there have been some technical issues. I'm sure you've heard that before, but speed grading was down, and so forth. Please also, just a reminder as well, my Zoom office hours are from 7:30 to 9. I've ended them early because nobody showed up. But, I'm here if you need to talk. I'm available. And we can set up a time during the week if that works for you as well.